You guys ever just wake up like, what am I doing today? Like, what's the plan? What's going on? How am I spending my 18 hours that I'm gonna be awake today? It's Divij, welcome back to another video, man. Today, we're talking about something a little more serious. I wanna give you guys a little bit of my thoughts on anxiety, stress, and why it's so important to have a plan when you wake up in the morning because, I remember days, and I still have these, they still happen where I kind of wake up and I'm like, what am I doing today? What's my actual plan? Like, there's been days where I wake up excited and I'm so pumped to actually go through that day. But then there's days where I'm like, I don't really want to do anything. I think it's important that people recognize that anxiety, stress, it's all real. Like all that stuff is definitely things that I think a lot of us go through. And I just wanted to give you guys some of my thoughts on how to deal with this and how to sort of wake up and energize yourself. At some point, you have to kind of just push past that mental state. I have to take certain steps in the day to really push past that state of mind. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, turn post notifications on, and let's get into the video. First thing I want to talk about is waking up and journaling and actually writing down what you want to accomplish, right? For me, I have my daily agenda, which I use, and I'll take notes into it, and I can actually go through and check it off and actually say, you know what, I did this today. And I think once you guys get in that mindset of checking the boxes and actually knocking things out and doing things, you'll start to get this feeling of, holy shit, like I'm being productive. Like I can start to see the baby steps being taken. And I think once you start doing those baby steps every single day and you continue to just be consistent, you'll start to see results. I mean, here's a picture of me. This was I think sophomore year of high school, right? I think I was like 160 pounds. I was still pretty chunky, but I didn't have any muscle. I had this curly hair. And this is exactly when I was in a very similar state of like, what is my purpose? Like, how do I improve myself? I was just so confused. But I started to take those daily steps that I needed to take to actually hit my goals. So some of those steps that I really wanted to get into in this video was the importance of waking up early and actually working out and having a morning routine. And I've done several morning routine videos just because I think it's so crucial to have one, because if you don't, then you're not waking up and setting your day up on the right foot, and you're not going to be able to have a positive mindset the rest of the day. But when you wake up and you really go through a certain step of structured actions, you'll start to feel a lot more productive, and then you can sort of get into your work day or whatever you do. That's the first thing, is just make sure you guys are writing things down and actually know exactly what you're doing when you wake up, because those first couple hours when you pop out of bed are so crucial. So the next thing is, and a lot of people don't say this, but the importance of napping. And I've actually found out that napping during the day, if you block out a 30 to 45 minute period in the middle of your day and you just sort of rest and just put your mind at peace, you'll wake up a little more energized, right? So I know some people might say it's unproductive or you're wasting time, but if you're really working 8 to 10 to 14 hours a day, it's important to rest your body, and you have to sort of listen to your body. And that's the most important thing. As someone who works, 14, 18 hours a day sometimes, I need that 45 minutes to an hour to really just calm myself, get into a peaceful state, and then sort of wake up, and then I can sort of attack, the half of my day. So that's the other thing is, you can break up your day into 2 parts, and you can do that by napping. And I actually think napping is one of the best things ever. I love it so much. The other thing I want to talk to you about is one of the worst things that I think you guys can do in the morning is waking up and immediately going on social media. And people talk about this all the time, but it's so bad to wake up and immediately pick up your phone and go check other people's stories, because now you're waking up and you're comparing yourself to the rest of the world, right? And I was using social media for the wrong reasons, and I was using it in the wrong way. I wasn't using it to progress in my career. I was using it to watch people's stories and to see what other people were doing. And that put me in a very, very, very bad position. And one of those things that I was doing was I was waking up and I was looking at other people's Instagram stories and seeing what they were doing at 5 or 6 a.m. And then I was like, wait, I'm still asleep. Those people are better than me. They're more productive than me. And I started to get in this weird rut. And I think it's a very common rut that a lot of people are in. So it's definitely not something to be ashamed of, because I think we all go through it. But it's important to use social media in the right ways, as opposed to watching content and scrolling all day. It's important to create. I think we all have sort of this innate need and want to create things, whether we know it or not. And that's why I love making videos, man, because it gives me the opportunity to share my thoughts and share my views on certain topics. I would definitely say use social media in a right way, and that's definitely going to help you guys just wake up and not compare yourself, because when you wake up, you want to be able to think about who you are, what your goals are, what you're doing for yourself. And when you start realizing that the only competition you have is you, it'll start to completely shift everything in your life. So that's the number 3 thing. That's really one of the most important things that you guys can do to just make sure that you're reducing your anxiety, you're not comparing yourself to people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. It's your boy Divij Vaswani, And make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, turn post notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.